With the 91st pick in the third round of the 2024 NFL Draft, the Green Bay Packers select Missouri linebacker Tyron Hopper. Now, for my Mizzou fans watching this video, obviously we're all psyched because this is great for Tyron Hopper. A lot of us didn't know where his draft stock was heading into this thing because he didn't do a ton of pre-draft testing. The buzz around him was pretty quiet in the pre-draft process, so we weren't too sure where he was going to go. He could have went anywhere from the second or third round to even the sixth round. We didn't know, and he had kind of a strange pre-draft process. But for Green Bay Packers fans clicking on this video, hopefully you are able to get some insight from me as a Mizzou fan and someone that covers Missouri football. Tyron Hopper, first of all, extremely happy for the guy. I did not expect him to get drafted this high. And I know a lot of Packers fans are going to hear that and they're going to think, okay, so this guy was a reach. I wouldn't quite say that. Tyron Hopper has a lot of potential. And to me, he has the mold of a modern NFL linebacker. Linebackers, one of the knocks I've seen on Tyron Hopper is that he has a slight frame. And while that is true, linebackers in today's NFL are getting smaller and smaller, just like receivers are getting smaller and running backs are getting smaller, and teams are overlooking size because guys have elite athleticism. And while Tyron Hopper is not an elite athlete, he's a pretty good one. And he's one that even if you look at his RAS score, which was still pretty decent, he did not have a very good agility grade, but I believe that to be from injury, among other things. I thought he played injured in 2023. He actually sat out of Mizzou's bowl game, the Cotton Bowl victory over Ohio State, due to injury. Also missed the last game of the regular season against Arkansas, and maybe that was still bugging him, that ankle injury, throughout the pre-draft process. And that would explain a lot, because to me, if you really want to get a great view on Tyron Hopper, you need to watch his 2022 film and his 2023 film. 2022, Tyron Hopper transferred into the University of Missouri from Florida after they had a coaching change. He came in and was immediately one of the best players on the Missouri defense. This is a guy that, in my opinion, has great hip movement, can flip his hips and run with some running backs and some wide receivers in coverage. This is a guy with a lot of potential in coverage. Now, he'll need to work on some things. He'll need to work on being able to read the quarterback a little bit better at times. He'll need to work on his technique when it comes to covering some of the faster receivers if you're going to want him covering receivers. But I do believe he has the athleticism to do it. He has the athleticism to be a really good coverage linebacker, and you'll see that he was a ball hawk much throughout 2022. Like I said, just go watch his 2022 film, not his 2023 film, because I don't think his 2023 film is the best reflection of who he is as a player. But he was a leader for a Missouri team that, last year, 6-6, not a great season, lost a lot of close games. And then this year, 2023, they went 11-2, Cotton Bowl victory over Ohio State. That was a really good defense. Tyron Hopper was an anchor for them in the middle of the field. So the Packers are also getting a linebacker that I think could potentially take over green dot responsibilities for the defense at some point in the future. And there's a lot of value in that. And a lot of Packers fans may not realize that. A guy that could potentially run your defense in the future, regardless of what he can do as a player, having those brains out on the field, a guy that can direct the rest of the defense and tell guys where to be and play recognition, that's a huge thing. And I think Tyron Hopper has potential for that role in the future. He also has a lot of pass rush ability. He shows bend, like he's a defensive end sometimes, and he's able to get a quick step on offensive tackles when blitzing. He was blitzed a lot at Missouri and was able to get quite a few sacks. So this is a linebacker that can do a little bit of everything. He can cover. He can blitz the gap really well. He's really fast. And he's able to evade blockers because of his athleticism pretty easily. Now, some areas in which you may see him struggle as a rookie or even after that is the slight frame. That's where that concern comes into play, is being able to shed blockers at the NFL level where guys are bigger, faster, stronger than they are in college. Is he going to be able to slip blocks as easily as he was able to at Mizzou in the NFL? We will have to see. And is he going to be able to hold up health-wise being a slider frame? Because I think Tyron Hopper plays bigger than he is, provides quite a bit of pass rush, I think he'll be just fine. And I know a lot of Packers fans are probably wondering, why didn't we draft Peyton Wilson, the NC State linebacker that a lot of teams wanted, a lot of people wanted. Many did not expect him to drop as low as he did tonight. There's a reason why Green Bay is taking Tyron Hopper, and I think it's because they saw what I saw in his 2022 film. And if you guys go and look at his 2022 film, he was one of the best linebackers, if not the best linebacker in the SEC a couple of years ago. And even this past year, he was one of the highest graded linebackers in the SEC according to PFF. So if you like using them as a metric, there you have it. But they also graded him as one of the best coverage linebackers in the SEC yet again this year. He's a ball hawk. He's able to break on the ball almost like a DB at times, and I see a lot of potential in him. He fits the mold of a modern NFL linebacker to me, and I think he's someone that's going to have to work his way up the depth chart a little bit. He may start out just playing special teams, but eventually I think he will become a mainstay in the Green Bay Packers linebacker rotation. But yeah, that's my reaction to Tyron Hopper landing with the Green Bay Packers. Hopefully Packers fans were able to get something out of this. And for my Mizzou fans, yet another draft pick for the Missouri Tigers in this draft. We expect to see a lot more on day 3 still, but so far the Missouri Tigers have a pick representing them in each of the first 3 rounds of the NFL draft. That's great publicity for the program, great for Eli Drinkwitz, great for the momentum. So with all that being said, make sure you like, share, and subscribe so more people can find this, and make sure you check out more of my work on showmefootball.com and arrowheadaddict.com for more. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.